Entonces pasamos a la siguiente pregunta. Asiduamente se te ha tildado de charlatán, se te ha ninguneado en la academia, se ha aseverado que lo que afirmabas no gozaba de ningún tipo de coherencia o, como decía el propio Noam Chomsky en la entrevista que tuvo con nosotros, no aportaste nada y malinterpretaste las fuentes. Incluso se te ha impedido regresar para seguir investigando con la tribu, si no nos equivocamos. ¿Qué hay de todo esto? ¿Qué tienes para decir al respecto y cómo lo has vivido?
So you have been labeled as a charlatan on many occasions. Do you feel like you have been dismissed in the academy world? It has been said that what you claim had no coherence at all. And Noam himself, in the interview we had, said that your contributions were basically nothing and you misinterpreted your sources. So actually, also, we know that you couldn't even go back again to do further research with the tribe. Is that correct? And how do you feel about it?
Yes, I know all of the charges that have been made about me, that I don't understand what I'm talking about, that or that I'm lying. So there are three responses to me. I'm wrong, I don't understand what I'm talking about, or I'm a liar. So if on the one hand you say that what I say is irrelevant, why would you also add to that I'm a charlatan? Because that doesn't add anything. If it's irrelevant, just ignore it. The fact is that Chomsky's theory is becoming more of a minority view within linguistics, and my work is treated very respectfully by many linguists, and it is treated very disrespectfully by other linguists. This is not all that unusual in the history of science, but it's important to realize what the claims are. Chomsky, again, has a very interesting way of acting as though he has somehow, the empirical question is this: is recursion a necessary part of sentence grammars in the world's languages? Chomsky has to prove that it is. He has shown that it is by looking at well-known languages such as English and Spanish and others that clearly have recursion. When he is confronted by a language that doesn't have it, he assumes that he's already proven that it's crucial, but you haven't proven it unless you've looked at the data. And if you're ignoring a certain amount of data, you haven't proven it. Also, I have never claimed that the PIRAHÃ lack recursion. I have claimed that PIRAHÅ sentence grammars lack recursion and that PIRAHÅ does not have the operation merge. That is how Chomsky builds his whole theory. So Chomsky's representation of me is a complete misrepresentation, and it's purposely done because he doesn't want, I've challenged him to debates. Many people would love to see us debate. He's always refused to debate me. Even at MIT, they tried to establish, which was at that time his home institution, a debate where he wouldn't have to do anything but walk out of his office a few feet. So there are many reputable professors and psycholinguists who've actually been with me to the PIRAHÅ. So for example, after 2009, I was not allowed to go back to the PIRAHÅs. Today, I could go back, but I can't go back because of COVID. On the other hand, in 2007, a research team from MIT came to the PIRAHÅs with me, and we conducted significant research to determine whether PIRAHÅ had recursion or not. This paper was published, and the answer by these MIT linguists and psychologists, cognitive scientists from the Department of Brain and Cognitive Sciences was that there's no evidence that PIRAHÅ has recursion. They didn't say that they had proven that it doesn't, but they said they looked for all the typical evidence that a language would have recursion, and PIRAHÅ doesn't have it. There's no clear evidence that PIRAHÅ has recursion. Chomsky has never responded to this paper, and it's published in a major journal by some of his own colleagues. Once again, if a language doesn't have to have recursion, then no language has to have recursion. And if no language has to have recursion, it's not a claim of any significance. So in my opinion, Chomsky has simply not made a claim that is testable, and therefore it's not significant. Either it's testable and I've proven it wrong, or it's not testable and it has no significance.
Sí, conozco muy bien las acusaciones sobre mi persona. De hecho, algunos piensan que digo mentiras, otros simplemente que soy relevante. Sin embargo, no comprendo por qué tendrían que llamarme charlatán. Si mi trabajo es irrelevante, lo ignoras y ya está. Mi trabajo en lingüística también es apreciado por parte de algunos lingüistas, no todos, pero sí por algunos. En el caso de Chomsky, diría que actúa de forma muy curiosa. Por lo que atañe a la recursividad, sabemos que para él es una parte fundamental de su teoría de la gramática, de la lengua, con lo cual tiene que probarlo a toda costa, que las cosas están así. Y cuando se topa con una lengua que no tiene recursividad, entonces ve que su teoría no tiene fundamento, no tiene datos para refrendarla. Yo además nunca he dicho que los pirahã no tienen recursividad en su discurso, solo he dicho que no lo tienen en las frases. Y si Chomsky no tiene una imagen correcta de mí, es por esto. Y además nunca ha querido debatir nada conmigo y hubiésemos podido hacerlo en el MIT también, muy cerca de su despacho. Además ha habido psicolingüistas y profesores que vinieron conmigo a las tierras de los pirahã para investigar. En 2009, por ejemplo, lo hicimos. Hoy en día podría volver si quisiera, pero no puedo por la COVID. Pero en 2017 había muchas investigaciones, muchos trabajos acerca de la recursividad y en particular una investigación de un lingüista y psicólogo cognitivo del MIT que concluyó que no había ninguna evidencia acerca de la recursividad de la lengua. Y Chomsky nunca respondió ni siquiera a este colega, a esta investigación. Con lo cual, si una lengua no tiene recursividad, podemos decir que quizás no sea una propiedad indispensable para ninguna lengua. Y es por esto que pienso que el trabajo de Chomsky no es nada significativo y no pudo probar nada realmente.
Respecto a todo esto que ha comentado ahora, me quería plantear dos cuestiones. La primera sería que ¿por qué cree que Chomsky no ha aceptado ese debate? Porque me recuerda también un poco a lo que le pasó al propio Chomsky con Skinner, ¿no? Y luego también quería preguntar por el tema del COVID, y es que ¿cómo se ha vivido ese tema en la tribu? Porque imagino que no habrá llegado, pero no lo sé. Entonces tengo curiosidad sobre.
I have two further questions about this. The first is, why do you think Chomsky didn't want to face a debate with you, as he also did so with Skinner? And the second question is related to COVID. Do you think that the Pirahã tribe experienced COVID or not really?
Chomsky debated Skinner, not in public, but in writing. Skinner was not a linguist, and Chomsky was talking to him about language. I am a linguist, and I understand Chomsky's theory well. I've published a great deal in his theory. And so he cannot come back at me in a discussion and say, I don't understand his theory. On the other hand, he's given lots and lots of interviews about me over the years. And for 16 years, he has called me a charlatan. He has insinuated that I am lying. And he has said, I don't understand his theory. But he's never tried to explain this in writing because he doesn't want to give me a chance to reply. But there are many replies, and I've written many articles about this, and he has never responded to them. And as far as I can tell, he's never read them. This is why he continually misrepresents my position. He's never accurately represented my position, but I know that he understands it. He and I have emailed each other, and we have, I know him well. I've known him for over 40 years personally.